Welcome to DIY RV and Home Camper's Life. My name's Greg. This is the next video in our series on our RV electrical system upgrade. Now I'm inside the trailer. I've got the heater running. It's showing 42 degrees inside the trailer right now. I'm trying to get it warmed up. But I want to show you what I'm going to be working on getting done today. So in the upgrade, we are going to be putting an inverter in. So we've got to install an automatic transfer switch. So I went ahead and picked up a 30 amp automatic transfer switch by Go Power. So in our trailer we have a Colman Lantern 202RD, and this is our pantry right here. Now this has always been covered up. I took it off this last year to expose that that's where the shoreline is stowed, and that's a lot of unused area down there. Now as you can see, I've got a solar controller right here. I did add 200 watts of solar up on the top of the trailer this year, and so I'm moving that over a little bit. I'm going to be placing this down there, and eventually this will be upgraded also. This will go to an MPPT style, and I'm going to be probably adding a couple hundred watts of solar up on top to get to a total of 400. But that's the plan, is we're going to be taking this box right here and we're going to be putting it down here. We're going to move the charge controller over here. We're going to make sure we get our resettable breaker installed today on that also. I didn't have it at the time at the install. So this cord right here, we'll figure out how much cord we need to wire into the box. We're going to snip it, and then we will tie through it. And also at the same time, while I'm doing that, I am actually getting rid of that shoreline, and I'm actually putting a plug on the outside of the trailer so I can just plug a cord in. And I've already got the cord inside the house. I've got the dogtail, so I can go ahead and plug the trailer back in when I'm done, because we always keep our trailer plugged in. We're at the house. So without further ado, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to start moving some stuff around. I'll bring you back for some of the highlights. Alright, so part of the installation, I'm going to be, like I said, adding this outlet for the trailer right here. But if you would notice, as I line it up, I've got a little problem. This unit is a little bit smaller than what came on the trailer, so ran down to my local welding shop. Great bunch of people down there. Done business with them for a long time through different jobs that I've had, and also personally, and went ahead and got me some aluminum plate that I'm gonna make a trim piece so I can cover the hole, and then I know I'm trying to do this, and then we'll put a hole in the center there where we can put that on it. So just like that, and then I'm going to do a little swirl rough on it to kind of give it a finish instead of just leaving it as is. Maybe one day I'll take it apart, paint it or something, or just leave it as is. It all depends. But I'm not going to really show you the process of doing that. I might snap a couple pictures and get that to show you some of the stuff that I've done on it. But anyways, onwards, upwards, and let's keep going. All right, so here's the trim piece for the new plug. Go just like that. I haven't put the holes in it yet, just because I want to wait till I get the other one out and then figure out where I'm going to put the holes. And right now in the back you can see it's bolted and it's got nuts. I'll cut those down, but I want to see what I got back there first, make sure that I'm not going to have any problems with the nuts on the back of this. If I ever have to replace it, I'll have to take the whole trim piece off. But now it's time to actually kind of like unplug, cut the umbilical cord. That's right, cut the umbilical cord so we can start getting this installed. So I'm going to grab some stuff, I'll come back. Alright, so the first thing I got to do is I got to unplug it. So let's get that unplugged. Now we got no power inside on the AC, but I got the Jackery Explorer 1000 sitting inside there for any of the AC stuff I'm going to need until I get this done. So pretty neat having those. Anyways, we've got a pair of cable cutters. We're going to come out right about here. I still need enough cable for this because this is actually going to hit up and go to the inverter when I install the inverter to come back and power. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say right about there. Make sure you got the unplug before you do this. Okay, I got to set you down. I need 2 hands to do this. There it is. We've got her unplugged. Yeah, we've got her unplugged. Now we need to get this job done so I can get this thing plugged back in, because I do not want those batteries to go dead, especially in the wintertime. That's no bueno. That's no good on batteries if they're dead during the wintertime. They'll freeze up and then you have to buy some new ones. Jump inside and start some work. I'll be right back. All right, so you can see taking this shelf out. That way we have more room mount stuff. I'm going to be mounting down here, and then hopefully I'll be able to build another little shelf right here for more of the pantry. But keep going and get this out and start getting the automatic changeover switch installed. All right, there it is. Look at that. We got her out. Probably end up taking that shelf that I just took out, bringing it down to a certain spot where I can set stuff on it. I'll probably cut it like an access, because I'm going to be running the cord going to the inverter there. And then I'll show you. There's a little trap door right there that I installed when we first got the unit. I'm probably going to be running the cable through some holes there. Plus, my intention is to bring the battery monitor system and the inverter switch right up to here. So luckily I've got some nice access there. Now let's go take that Shoreline door off, and let's get that other one that I just modified in position, ready to install. Of course, I got to wire it up before I can put it on, but let's get that off. Let's make sure that's going to fit properly. So I've taken the screws off of it. Now what I need to do is pry it off. Butyl tape behind it. So what I did was I got a little pry bar here, put a little tape on it. They do have some plastic ones out. I don't have any of them. Mine are metal, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and easily pry around it and slowly work it off. Come back when I get a little bit further on. There it is. Got her off. Got to clean up a little bit of butyl. We've got good backing around it, so we can find some places. And looks like we've got a little bit of moisture right there. And I'm guessing by looking at all the dirt right here that we had a little bit of a leak right there. I guess good thing decided to want to do some upgrades to it. Clean that up, get some new butyl in place, and then we'll get the new one installed. And let's see. Oh, so close. I'll cut the screws off to length, and with the new butyl tape on it, like that, I think everything's going to be great. We'll get her on there. We'll get her sealed up, looking good. All right, let's give you an update where we're at. As you can see, I put the shelf back in, lowered it down. Just got this sitting here, figuring out where exactly I'm going to mount it. Oops. This is the cord that comes over to our distribution panel. And then this one right here is the old cord that was going through the outside of the trailer. I cut it. You see there's a hole back here. I've gone ahead and cut that, and I've got it to where it's chased out to right back underneath the cabinet for the bathroom right now. So next thing I got to do is I got to get this out of the way so I can get to the breakers for or the wires for the converter right here and the refrigerator, which I've had them tied together. And if I open up right here, is actually going to be refrigerator. So it's the third one down. This one right here. So that's the one I'm going to be removing the wires from and bringing those into here to where when it's plugged into shore, you'll have power. We'll have power for it. But when it's unplugged and when the inverter's going, there'll be no power going to those. So I'm going to get some more stuff pulled and get some more stuff running around, and I'll bring you back in a little bit. I tell you what, if you look, it kind of looks like a war zone in here right now. If you're going along and doing something like this, take your time. As I get a little bit further and I get stuff wired up, I'll show you what I've got going. Here's the inside of the Go Power. This cord right here is going to be running from the switch and tying into power for the converter and for the refrigerator. Link right here to the video where I actually moved the refrigerator's power to the converter, so where I can turn it off when I was using the Jackery 1000 to operate everything else inside the trailer. Alright, this has been a fun project so far. Well, for the most part. Anyways, the adapter, or excuse me, the trim piece that I made for this looked great and everything like that. It still does look good. But when I was starting to get everything put together, there's a cover for the back side of this inlet with a nut that goes on, and that helps to keep that cable from being pulled out. Well, that right there actually goes on and then has a little bit of a quarter turn, and I didn't make provisions for that, so I had to disassemble it and open it up a little bit more on the back side to where that'll fit, and then put it all back together. So that's why the pigtail's already on. And if you can see right there, there's some green Loctite. That's wicking Loctite that I've got on this. So it should keep it in place, should keep them from coming loose, the screws from coming loose. But if I ever do need to take it back off, it'll be very easy to do. So I've got my butyl tape right here. I'm gonna go ahead and get that lined and then get it up to the hole, get it in there, get it screwed down, and then we'll go back inside and I'll finish wiring it up. Well, I'm calling it a day. I didn't get as far as I wanted to, but I need a break. Mental, physical, you name it. It's been that today. So anyways, there it is. There's the outlet, or what they call inlet, shoreline plug right there. We've got it installed, got butyl tape, and what I did was I ran a couple pieces of butyl tape to try to fill in the ridges, and then I also used some caulking that is right here called ProFlex, designed for RVs. So got that there. I'm gonna, like I say, shut down, take a break. I still got to get dinner cooking, get recharged, rejuvenated, come back at it tomorrow, and I'll finish it up. So for you guys, it'll be right now. For me, it'll be about 12 hours. And we're back, day 2. Cooled off last night, cold front came in, got a sweatshirt on, turned the heater off so I can talk to you while on the video. Just kind of wanted to go over what we've done. Of course, we got the shoreline inlet plug on the trailer yesterday. Here's the cord for that coming in. Just got to finish wiring that up. I've got the wire for the converter coming in. That's coming over and already tied in. And then cord going to our power distribution is wired up. This is our power to power the converter and the refrigerator when I'm on shoreline. And just to show you, right here I had to add a fuse. Now I picked this fuse holder up and fuse as to be rated for up to 250 volt, 15 amp. So this being 125, 15 amp max load is going to be acceptable. Got that in there, connected up to the terminal that I wired the shoreline to, not the converter but the shoreline. And when the shoreline is plugged in and power is sent to this relay will energize, draw the contacts down, and allow the electricity to run through that to come over to the converter, or excuse me, to the power distribution panel. When there's no power being applied to the shoreline plug, this is in a state of relaxed, essentially. It doesn't take any power to keep it in position. And that right there is for the inverter. So we're not drawing any excess voltage power to work that while on inverter. While it's not that much, it is something, and in boondocking, something's everything. So thought I'd just go ahead and show you where we're at right now. I'm going to set you up, and I'm actually going to show you these Wago connectors. They're fairly new on the market, a few years, but they are starting to be used quite a bit, and they're getting to be popular. So real simple to use. So I'm going to get the camera set up, we're going to get those put together, and then we're going to put this all back. Now you can see everything's going to be in place to where if I do have to do any major work on this and I have to pull it out, I can. I've got enough cable to do that, but yet I'll be able to have it back in place, and it'll look good when I'm all done. So let me get you set up. We'll get these last two connected, we'll get the unit installed, and some final touch-ups, finish wiring in the converter, and we'll test it, clean up, and call the project done. Be back in a minute. All right, got the rat nest done. Yeah, it does look like a little bit of a rat nest, but I've got everything hooked up, got everything on the ground bar that we need to, got our line for the converter installed, everything else is hooked up with Wagos. So last thing I got to do is install my cover here, which is just a safety cover, protect the relay. I've got lid that'll go on it. Then I'm going to set it inside there, right towards the back, and I'm going to screw it down, and I'll use 2 screws on it. That ought to be suffice to keep this in place. That way if I ever need to get on it, use or do any major work where I got to pull it out, I just take 2 screws off. So guess what? I got her done. She is installed. Look at that, look at that. All right, yeah, also you see a little charge controller for the solar right there. I also added, because I didn't have it at the time when I installed, a resettable breaker right here. But this resettable breaker is actually a 50. I'm actually going to be upgrading the system in the near future. So I didn't want to just buy a secondary or buy an extra one when I got the time. So I did throw a fuse in. Right now I just got a 20 amp. for it, but I do have it's set for 30 amp. So all I have to do is I can just do that, and I'll shut the charge off to the solar, and I can go work on the batteries if I need to. She's working. There's the transfer switch. She's in place. Looks nice. Got the inverter, or the distribution panel put back together. Right here is the wires for the converter and the refrigerator. And right here is the cord for the inverter. Yes, I haven't run it yet because I still got some more stuff to do, but it gives me the opportunity to test out with the Jackery. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and turn the power off. We're at 70% on the Jackery. And I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. And let's go ahead and hit the button. And there it is, folks. Right there. She's on. So anything that's got 110 power is working. We know that. Here, what we'll do is let's grab a heat gun. Let's plug it in. Try her out. There she is. 1000 watt inverter on this. Look at that. 1000, 18, 23. Yeah. Boom. We'll shut that off. Okay. Just showing you that it's actually working off the Jackery, not from anywhere else. I'm going to turn it off. No power. And our microwave's off. So now I'm going to go ahead. We're going to walk out. We're going to plug in the shoreline. We're going to come back in. And there is a 15-second delay roughly from the time I plug in the shoreline till it comes on. And that is designed for generators. So they have time to start up, get up to RPM before load comes on it. Our Champion generator does that if we do need it, but let's go ahead and plug in. There we go. By the time we get back inside, pretty sure we'll get to see that microwave come on. And then we'll test everything out again. So, we are inside. We heard the click, saw the microwave. Alright, so that shows that we're running on AC right now. We can hear the inverter down here running. Or excuse me, the converter running. So it's working on charging them batteries up. Let me grab flashlight. So it's showing 13.8 on a charge, because that is back feeding into that. Like I said, right here I'm going to put some the battery monitor and also the inverter relay or inverter switch. Okay, we're back inside. Let's see. So, refrigerator changed colors. Microwave's off. Not hearing the inverter run. Let's come back over here, test one more time. Microwave came on. That's still showing not operating. Not hearing the converter. So we'll go ahead and turn the refrigerator off because we don't want to run that. And yes, we can run the microwave with the Jackery if we wanted to. I did earlier this year wire the trailer so that the jackery can power that. Right up here is the link to that. Well, thanks for sticking around watching the video. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, share it, and subscribe. And until the next video, have a great day. Wonderful Merry Christmas, Happy New Year coming to you. We're going to 2021. Hallelujah.